Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of our NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series NR2003 season, where you're looking at a massive L1 penalties that have been handed down to Thor Sport and Ben Rhodes and Ty Majeski after last episode's race in Michigan. Ben Rhodes has been fined $20,000 and penalized 20 points for a safety violation at Michigan when he improperly merged back onto the track at an incredibly high speed and took out Corey Heim. So he gets penalized for that. Ty Majeski has been fined $50,000, penalized 50 points, loses 5 of his 6 playoff points, and has been suspended for our next race, which is going to be today here at Pocono, for his aggressive driving, wrecking 2 trucks under yellow last episode in Michigan, those being Caden Honeycutt on the first lap and Stuart Friesen in stage 2. So, Luke Fenhouse will substitute for Ty Majeski this weekend in Pocono, as Luke Baldwin's driving the 66 truck. And where both drivers are in the standings, Ben Rhodes is now 5th, only 38 above the cut line. Majeski is still in the playoffs with his win, but is 7th in the regular season points. As we are here in the tricky triangle for the MillerTech Battery 200 here at Pocono Raceway, Corey Heim and Tanner Gray, Tricon teammates, lead us to the green flag as we are green and underway here in the tricky triangle in Pocono. Who is going to find their way in Victor Lane here at this tricky track and possibly get a new winner to lock themselves in playoffs, or will be a repeat winner like a Corey Heim, or will Carson Hocevar get his first career truck win? As if you remember, back a couple seasons ago when we did the 2023 season, Hocevar did not win a single time, and he still has not won yet in the Truck Series, trying to turn that around this year. But Corey Heim in the 11 has a tremendous start to this race, already nearly half a second on Carson Hocevar, as Heim looks to drive away early here in Pocono to establish his speed and dominance, looking to get that 5th win of the season here as he leads over Tanner Gray. Then got Hocevar fighting back there in 3rd, but seems so far so good. Everyone keeping it calm, clean, and collected here throughout the pack as we stay green. And Corey Heim in the 11 is going to lead the opening lap of racing here in Pocono. Looking like it might be Heim time once again here in the Craftsman Truck Series. But looking behind us, I saw some trucks dive down to pit road next to the turn 3. Yeah, Connor Jones, Daniel Hemrick, and Frankie Muniz, I don't know why, just dove down pit road after the first lap. Already some really weird strategy playing out here at Pocono. Not sure how that works out for them. It was a little bit later, lap 19. Heim just lapped Frankie Muniz in the lead, and the caution's out on the racetrack. Caution out here at Pocono. There has been a problem, like there's a spinner down the backstretch, and that's the one of Brandon Jones. Just got turned to the outside wall by Ben Rhodes right there. Looks like the 1 came up as the 99 was slightly coming down. Just a racing incident right there. Minor damage to everybody. Everyone's still be in the race. Brandon Jones will continue, just lost some of that track position. Heim the leader, but he came down pit road the lap before we went green here. So Heim is now going to restart all the way back in 29th, as it's now Lane Riggs and Carson Hocevar the front row on this restart for a 1-lap dash to end stage 1. So it's going to be tight here, but Lane Riggs with the advantage over Carson Hocevar. Can he keep the lead? Not quite. Big run on the outside lane. Here comes Carson Hocevar. A big push from the 15 of Tanner Gray. Hocevar now into the lead, looking to get the stage 1 win here at the Tricky Triangle. Hocevar, of course, swept the stages before being wrecked at Texas. Now he's trying to finish the job and win the race. Of course, he was heartbroken at his home track last episode in Michigan. Can he turn that around here? Is Tanner Gray to the inside, the 15, trying to get a stage win. That'd be 10 huge points for Gray, who's only 24 points above the playoff cut line coming into today. He's going to have some good points, but it's going to be Carson Hocevar coming out of turn 3 to win stage 1 here in Pocono, his 3rd stage win of the season. Tanner Gray, Connor Mozak, Lane Riggs, and Brandon Jones the top 5, followed by Caden Honeycutt, Ben Rhodes, Grant Enfinger, Chandler Smith, and Jake Garcia the top 10. Carson Hocevar wins stage 1 here in Pocono. So a statement made early by that 7 team and Carson Hocevar, and a very questionable strategy call made by Corey Heim. As here's to get back into race stage 2, all your leaders stay out. None of them come in, so Corey Heim is still all the way at the back of this field with a long way to go if he wants to get back up in contention after he led the first 22 laps of this race unopposed. But Tanner Gray gets a great restart here into turn 1 and will clear Carson Hocevar for the lead. Tanner Gray to the point here in Pocono. Could the driver of the 15 get his first career Craftsman Truck Series win and lock himself into the playoffs here today? This would be huge if he could pull it off. He's leading over Riggs and Hocevar down this back straightaway. Tanner Gray could really use a good run like this, but he eventually gets passed by Lane Riggs here in lap 32. That 34 truck so fast almost everywhere we go. Riggs looking for his third win of the season. Of course, has those wins earlier this season at Rockingham included, but Riggs is leading the way here, trying to drive away to victory here in Pocono, but Carson Hocevar is able to catch back up and get around Riggs here in lap 41, so now 10 to go in the stage. Hocevar now leading over Lane Riggs in the 34 as the 7 tries to get the stage sweep here at the tricky triangle. Now here we are, 2 to go in the stage, and Tanner Gray gets to the inside of Carson Hocevar, trying to take the lead in the stage win away, just like he did in the first stage. He gets a great run on entry to the tunnel turn, but he can't quite clear Hocevar, who keeps his foot in it, stays on the outside of Tanner Gray, and Hocevar drives his way back into the race lead here in Pocono. He will go by Tanner Gray, and Hocevar now will retain the race lead here as they hit 2 to go in stage 1 this time by. Now here we are on the final lap of stage 2. I accidentally said stage 1 there, but it is stage 2. Final lap of stage 2, going to be a stage sweep for the young driver out of Portage, Michigan. Carson Hocevar wins stage 2 and sweeps the stages here in Pocono, followed by Tanner Gray, Connor Mozak, Lane Riggs, and Jake Garcia in the top 5. Then Caden Honeycutt 6th, Brandon Jones 7th. Here comes Daniel Hemrick after that odd strategy call to pit on lap 1. Going to recover to get 3 stage points here in 8th. Followed by Stuart Friesen right back there in 9th. And Corey Heim does manage to get a stage point today after his really unsuccessful strategy call. So Carson Hocevar dominating so far here tonight in Pocono, sweeping the stages, looking like he's well on his way to career win number 1 here in the Craftsman Truck Series. So here on the third and final stage of racing, we're underway. 25 laps to go here in Pocono. It is Tanner Gray on the outside of Hocevar. Another great restart for the 15, who has been so good all day long. Tanner Gray has been putting on a show, showing a lot of speed, and here he is leading the way here in Pocono into turn 1 as he clears Carson Hocevar. Could today be Tanner Gray's day at the tricky triangle? We're going to find out as the 15 leads with just 25 laps remaining over a hungry Lane Riggs and Carson Hocevar. Don't count out Caden Honeycutt in 4th as well. He's in this conversation, but it's Tanner Gray in control here in Pocono, having the best race of his career up to this point. And now a caution came out for some debris on the racetrack, so we get back underway here with 9 to go. This time Lane Riggs gets the jump on Tanner Gray on that outside lane. Now Lane Riggs the truck to beat here in Pocono, as that outside lane has won pretty much every single restart we have done so far here today, except for the start of the race when Corey Heim prevailed on the inside. Tanner Gray keeps it close on the inside, but look at the momentum Riggs is going to get on exit of the corner. Here on the outside, he's got a big push from Carson Hocevar, and Lane Riggs shoved to the lead by Carson Hocevar with just 9 laps to go here at Pocono. Who is going to tame the tricky triangle? We're going to find out as Riggs and Hocevar looks like it's going to be down to these two as they battle it out for the race lead here with just 9 laps remaining. And now a caution has come out with 5 to go. The 98 of Luke Fenhouse subbing for Ty Majeski has crashed down the back straight away, and that is going to bring out the caution flag, and that changes everything. So now we have NASCAR overtime here from the tricky triangle of Pocono. Lane Riggs, Carson Hocevar the front row, Connor Mozak, Tanner Gray right behind them. Here we go, 2-lap shootout to decide the winner here in Pocono. Is it going to be Riggs getting his 3rd win of the season, or Carson Hocevar getting that oh so elusive first career Craftsman Truck Series win on the outside lane? A great corner from Hocevar, and he's through to the lead. Carson Hocevar clear of the field, literally on that first career truck win, and he is driving away from Lane Riggs and Tanner Gray. And this could be finally the day where Hocevar picks up that Truck Series win. He has a comfortable gap here through the tunnel turn, driving away from Gray and Riggs to put a stamp on a dominant performance here today in Pocono. How about Corey Heim, after all his issues, has somehow recovered to be back inside the top 10 late in this race, fighting with Connor Mozak and others. But it is Carson Hocevar coming to the white flag this time by, looking to become a first-time Craftsman Truck Series winner for Spire Motorsports. White flag in the air, final lap, presented by Credit One Bank here in Pocono. Carson Hocevar in the lead, trying to drive away from Tanner Gray and Caden Honeycutt as we go into turn 1. The 45 and 15 both need to win to get in the playoffs. They are being aggressive, trying to get up there as well. That would eliminate all their issues, but still the 15 having a great point stay. He's got a big run down the back straightaway. Here comes Tanner Gray, also looking for his first career win. Swings to the inside of Carson Hocevar. Now these two are side by side into into the tunnel turn here at POCONO. Can Gray get the throttle down? No, he cannot. Hocevar hangs on to the lead through turn 2, and he is now home free as he is driving away from Tanner Gray, who lost so much momentum on exited turn 2, and now through turn 3 for the final time here in the tricky triangle. It has finally become Carson Hocevar's day as the young driver out of Portage, Michigan is getting his first career Truck Series win at POCONO. Carson Hocevar wins it over Tanner Gray, Lane Riggs, Caden Honeycutt, and how about a top 5 for Corey Heim, and then Luke Baldwin, Stuart Friesen, Ben Rhodes, Connor Mozak, and Daniel Hemrick, the top 10. Hocevar wins the MillerTech Battery 200 here in POCONO, his first career Truck Series win, leading 20 of 80 laps here today. What a performance, what a drive, what a finish, and he gets redemption for the heartbreak and his home race at Michigan just last episode. So here's the updated final race results here from today's race here in POCONO. Hocevar the winner. Tanner Gray, an incredible run. Oh, so close to that first career win. He'll have to wait another week, but he does get a huge amount of points. Lane Riggs gets a strong run in third and picks up his second Xfinity Fastest Lap award in a row. So good for him there. And then Honeycutt, a much-needed top 5 finish. Corey Heim recovers from a very odd day for him, coming home in 5th. Luke Baldwin, career best 6th place finish. Good job for the McNally trucks back in the top 10 there. Mozak and Hemrick. How about Clayton Green finishing in 12th? That Rayome team on a roll this season. A lot of good finishes for them. Of course, some guys who didn't get the finishes they were looking for. Ankrum, Chandler Smith, Matt Crafton, and of course Luke Fenhouse caught up in that accident. So here's the updated Craftsman Truck Series playoff grid. 4 races remain until the playoffs begin at Darlington. Next up is Lime Rock Park, and we remain at 5 winners in the playoffs. Daniel Hemrick remains comfortably in on points. Tanner Gray and Ben Rhodes now have both 40-point cushions, so a huge day for that 15. Almost a race above the cut line now. Grant Emfinger still solidly above, and Stuart Friesen remains on that playoff bubble, just 10 points above Caden Honeycutt now for the final spot in the playoffs. Jake Garcia, Connor Mozak, Gio Ruggiero, Andres Perez, all right on the outside looking in, who are lurking around that cut line as well. Going to be a good one when we head to Lime Rock Park next episode. But as we end this episode, as always, I want to give a shout out to my channel members. So thank you so much to JJ, Brenda Breen, and Jeremy Isley. Really appreciate your guys' support. It means a lot to me. Helps this channel and I continue to grow, produce some awesome content. Now pushing towards 2,000 subscribers. So those of you that are watching this video and are not subscribed, please do subscribe. It's completely free. It only takes a couple of seconds. So I'd really, really appreciate it. And if you want to get your shout out here at the end of the video and become a paid channel member, link is in the description down below. Until next episode, I hope you all have a good one.